Durst. Instant reaction. Magic. I don't waste time screaming. I bark a spell, my lips moving quicker than ever before. My hands heat up. Then, instead of wrenching my arms away, which is what the demon expects, I grab its claws and cling tightly, trying to scorch them to scraps. It doesn't work. As my hands glow, the claws grasping me glow too, brighter and brighter, the pair of us, a contest. For several seconds we're locked together, no words, my gaze fixed on its hands and the claws. And I start noticing details, not claws, but hands, smooth flesh, 8 fingers, 2 thumbs, dark flesh, but not demon dark, human dark. I bring my eyes up. I can't see my attacker's face because of the magical glow. A swift inner debate, then I let the power drain from me. The light dies away, shadows reform. It takes my eyes a while to adjust, and when they do, I see I was right. It's a man, not a monster, and he's smiling. Good, the man says. You have magic. A bit, anyway, and common sense. You'll do. Then he brushes past me, out of the hut, and summons the others with a far-reaching call. You can stop searching. It's safe. There are no demons here. Now come out and find out why I sent the boy to fetch you. The stranger's name is Durst, and, as we immediately see, by his long blue tunic and shaved, tattooed head, he's a druid. After calling us together and telling us his name, Durst doesn't speak for a long time. Instead, he builds a fire and casts a spell to prevent smoke and contain the glow within the crannog, so it's not attracting demons. After a while, he takes hot rocks from the fire with his bare hands and places them in a pit filled with water. When the water is the right heat, he drops in chunks of meat wrapped in straw. We sit silently, eyeing Durst suspiciously, waiting for him to speak. I've never seen a druid before. Wandering men of minor magic, yes, but never one of the legendary seers. His tattoos are amazing. They're a map of the stars, but they move like the stars do, slowly revolving across his scalp. When the meat is cooking, to Durst's satisfaction, he stands before us and runs a calculating eye over the group, one by one, judging. His eyes seem to rest longest on me, but maybe I just imagine that. We're all tense. We have tremendous respect for druids, but we fear them too. They're human, but something else as well, powerful, with rules and ways of their own. We've heard tales of how they sacrifice children to the gods, breed with demons, build mountains, level raths, and divert the course of rivers. Finally, Durst looks at Runfast. He smiles at the boy, then clicks his fingers. Runfast edges over to him like a dog to its master. Durst ruffles the boy's untidy hair, his smile widening. You did well, Bran, he says. Bran, I gasp. Is that his name? He never told us. We called him Runfast because... Durst looks at me calmly, and I come to a halt. There's no menace in his eyes, but no warmth either. He studies me in much the same way that I've studied dead demons in the past. Yes, the druid says, in an accent not of this land. It's Bran. He didn't tell you because he's incapable of remembering names. Durst speaks slowly, his words sounding strange on his lips. I don't think our language is his own. Is Bran from here? Fichna asks quietly, or is he your apprentice? Durst raises a mocking eyebrow. You think I would take an idiot as an apprentice? He's simple, but blessed, Fichna replies. He has speed, and other powers not of normal men. Durst nods, which is why I sent him for assistance. But, touched by magic as he is, Bran's brain can never develop. He would be useless to me as he was to his own people. He pauses and adds, I doubt he came from here originally. But this is where I found him. Durst releases Bran's hair. The boy looks up at the druid to see if he's going to pet him again, then slides over to my side and sits beside me. I stroke the back of his hands absent-mindedly while the conversation continues. And you? Gaul asks. Where are you from? Durst points in an easterly direction. Are you a Pict? Conla asks. Durst is a Pict's name. I was, as a child, before I became a druid. The Picts are an ancient people from across the Great Water to the east. I wasn't aware that any still remained. They're a dying race, killed or absorbed by stronger tribes. Durst must be one of the last of his kind. Before we can ask any more questions, Durst points at Gaul and says, Are you the leader of this band? No, Gaul replies. We have no leader, but I'm the eldest, so I suppose I can speak for us. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Conla bristle. He probably looks upon himself as the rightful leader, but he doesn't say anything. Then I will address my words to you, Durst says. I'll keep it simple. I'm here to end the demon attacks. I need your help. You must come with me. He stops as though those few sentences are explanation enough. The flesh around Gaul's single eye wrinkles. You need to tell us more than that, druid, or no druid, he mutters. To begin with, what happened here and where are Bran's people? Demons, Durst shrugs. They'd been attacking long before I arrived. Bran's tribe, the McRoth, are exhausted, close to defeat. Shortly after I came, that defeat finally befell them. The demons killed everyone? Gaul asks, and Durst nods. Then why not you? He phrases it lightly, but it's clearly a challenge. It's unnatural for all to perish except one stranger. What Gaul's really asking is, did Durst betray the McRoth, and will he betray us too? They didn't kill me because they couldn't kill me, Durst says, just as your people couldn't see me when they entered the hut where I was staying. I know masking spells which hide me from sight. If your girl is a priestess, and she had been more experienced, she would have seen through my shield, but she is not yet a mistress of her arts. Why not hide the McRoth too? Orna asks angrily. Durst sniffs. All magic has its limits. I have the power to mask a handful of people, but not 16. If not 16, why not 8? Lorcan growls. Or 4, or even 1? As for your own magician, wet behind the ears as she is, can tell you, magic is draining. A masking spell for several people, maintained over a long period, would have tired me. I need to be at my most powerful if I am to save all from the threat of the Demonata. Demonata? Ronan frowns. He's been keeping one hand on his bow, ready to swing it around and fire off an arrow if Durst makes any untoward moves. Do you mean the Fomori? They're not Fomori, Durst snorts. The Fomori were brutish humans with just a hint of the demonic about them. The Demonata come directly from what you call the other world. Their power is pure. They cannot be fought and defeated by human means, only by magic. I think many of the demons we've killed would disagree with that, Conla smirks. Familiars, Durst snorts. Weak, mindless creatures. They've come ahead of their masters, like rats ahead of a mighty plague. When the true Demonata arrive, your weapons will be useless. Our features tighten. We'd guessed that more intelligent, stronger demons were coming, but not that we wouldn't be able to kill them. If this is true, it means the end of all we've ever known or cared about. Durst cocks an eyebrow, inviting further questions, making it clear that such queries are a waste of time. Gaul pushes on anyway. So you stood by and let these Demonata kill the McRoth? We'll return to that, but first tell us. We won't, Durst interrupts. The McRoth meant nothing to me, just as you mean nothing to me. My aim is to save this land, if 16 or 60 or 600 have to die. So be it. The McRoth would have perished, whether I was here or not. Since their living or dying had no impact on my quest, I kept out of their affairs, just as I'll keep out of yours if I decide that you're no longer any use to me either. Gaul's face whitens with anger, but he controls his temper. Instead of shouting, he hisses a question. Tell us how we can be of use. If you're so powerful, what are we here for? We came here to help people in distress, not a damned druid who has no need of us. I do have need of you, Durst says evenly. I have travelled far to stem the tide of demons at its source. Such travels are perilous, even for one of my powers. I cannot complete this quest alone. When I set out months ago, it was with several companions, all of whom fell in the course of our journey. I need new warriors to replace them. Us, Conla lass? You think we'll fight and die for you? If you've any sense, Durst says. The demonata are your problem. They cannot cross the sea to my land. You and your people are the ones who'll suffer if I fail. We can fight the demons ourselves, Lorcan says stiffly. We don't need help from the likes of you. Durst laughs. His laughter offends us all, but before we can react, he speaks quickly. You haven't fought the masters yet, only their minions. The demons you faced, along with the pitiful undead, are mainly the first wave. A tunnel has opened between this land and the other world. It will allow demons to enter freely into your realm. It's a small tunnel, but it's growing, and it grows larger, smarter, stronger demons will cross. They can roam the land by day and night, and as I've already told you, they can only be killed by magic. He stops. Our faces are ashen. Nobody can speak, not even the hot-headed Conla. When Durst has measured the impact of his words, he continues. Druids won't come to your aid. This island has already passed beyond our control. The Christians drove us out. The view of most Druids is that it makes no difference whether Christians or demons rule. The fact that many would prefer the demonata. They hate Christians even more than the demons. This is new. But they'll slaughter us all, I cry. Durst's expression is unreadable. I, a pause, unless I stop them. By yourself? Conla sneers. There's just one tunnel at the moment. It's vulnerable, Durst says. If the gap between worlds can be plugged, the demons can no longer cross. One man, if he has the power and knows what he's doing, can close the tunnel. I am such a man. But why? Fichna asks. If the rest of the druids don't care, why do you? I have reasons, Durst says, lowering his gaze for the first time. They are my own. His eyes rise again. Will you help me or not? To do what? Gaul asks. To stop the demonata, Durst groans. Haven't you been listening? I have, Gaul says bitterly. What I mean is, how can we help? What exactly do you want us to do? I must go west, Durst says, to the coast. There I can find where the tunnel is located. You don't know? Fichna asks. Durst shakes his head. I searched for it with my original companions. I thought I could find it by myself. I was wrong. How will you find out by going to the coast? Orna asks. That's my business, Durst huffs. Yours, if you accept the challenge, will be to escort me safely. Say now whether or not you are worthy of such a responsibility. If not, I'll send Bran forth again to hunt for those of a nobler clan. Conla drives himself to his feet, hand going to his sword, ready to cut Durst down. But by a wave of the druid's hand, he stops, frozen. It's a simple halting spell. Bamba taught me several like it, but expertly woven. Conla might as well be carved of wood. Durst looks questioningly at Gaul. The old warrior's unhappy. His distrust of the druid is plain to see and mirrored on the faces of the rest of us. But if what we'd heard is true, you must come to our wrath and tell your story to the king, Gaul says. If he's inclined to provide assistance, we can send more. There isn't time, Durst interrupts sharply. Come with me in the morning, or return to your homes, and I'll search for other allies. Gaul sighs, deeply troubled. He looks around for advice. I don't trust him, Orna says, making a sign to ward off evil spirits. But I am not of your Toth. I will follow your lead in this matter. We've made it this far, Ronan says neutrally. We can go further. Perhaps he could teach us better ways to kill demons, Lorcan notes. It's clear the twins like the idea of journeying with the druid and facing extra dangers and demons. They're young and bloodthirsty. They care more about notching up kills than the welfare of the clan. I'm of two minds, Fichna mutters. Our people will think the worst if we're gone too long. Perhaps one or two of us should go back. Bec, for instance. I'm not about to protest, or I'm about to protest, but before I can, Durst does it for me. No, he snaps with unexpected force. If you stay, the girl stays. Her powers might come in useful. She's weak and undisciplined, but I can work with her. She'd be an asset. Conla? Gaul asks. Held by the spell, Conla can't answer, so Durst waves his hand again and frees the warrior. Conla glares hatefully at the druid, then spits at his feet. I say damn him, and all his wretched kind. Where were they when the demons came? We can hold our own without them, and we have since the start. And if hordes of demons attack by day? Fichna asks softly. More powerful than any we've fought? Organized, brutal, unkillable? Why should we believe that? Conla counters. He could be lying, just to the ring of stones in the church, I reminded him. I shouldn't involve myself with this without being invited to share my thoughts, but I can't keep quiet. I've seen the work of clever, cunning demons, it's true, Conla. You know it is. Conla hesitates, the memories altering his expression. It would be a great honour, Fichna says wryly. If Durst succeeds, we could play a part in that success. We'd be hailed as heroes throughout 4 provinces. That's the clincher for Conla. If he could help save the entire land, his kingship would be guaranteed. And maybe not just king of our Toth, but of the province. Maybe more. The first high king of all the provinces. Many have tried to exercise complete control. All have failed. But still, the greedier warriors dream. Very well, Conla grunts. I shall vote go with him. Gaul nods reluctantly. Then it's decided. I thought it might be, Durst says with a self-satisfied smirk. And he turns his attention to the meat boiling in the water and adds a few more hot stones to keep the heat constant. And that's the end of that chapter. Thank you very much for listening.